we're wondering why we're depressed, why we're still struggling, why we're still in the same place we were before, even though God is now a part of our lives. It's because we're not fighting back. We're surrendering and giving ourselves over to our feelings and our desires and our flesh, when the Bible says we're supposed to be fighting it. Put your sword into the ring of this fight and take action. Don't let Satan rule your life, but let the
So there is a sword.
God, let truth rule over your soul. And the best person who knew how to defeat the enemy was none other than the Apostle Paul, the writer of nearly half of the New Testament, the one who used to persecute Christians. He would kill and imprison these followers of the way, as it was called during his time, followers of Jesus. He knew this better than anyone. He was the one struggling with his past, knowing what he did, how he used to harm the same faith in which now he follows. How could you live with that, knowing who you were before? But he didn't focus on his past. He focused on what God called him to do in the present, and what his calling was also going to be for the future, what God had purposed for him, his destiny. So he knew that it was important for us to have the right state of mind if we were truly going to walk out whatever it is that God has for each and every single one of us here. So I want to touch on these verses. I have a couple chapters here from different books, a lot of them by Paul the Apostle, some by Peter, some by James. But let's just start here in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3 through 5. Concerning spiritual warfare, this is what Paul says. He says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds, casting down arguments, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity to the obedience of Christ." And that's powerful. So what Paul is saying here, just to break it down, is that though me and you are in this world, what does Jesus say? We're not of it. Jesus looks at us and he calls us to be aliens in this world, meaning that our home, just like he was when he was on this earth, remember when he was before Pontius Pilate, before crucified, he told him that my kingdom is not of this world. My kingdom